ball well. So they really got to get off to a quick start.
It is now time for Richmond Spiders. Atlantic 10 basketball tip-off is driven by Carmack. And our game is underway with Richmond winning the opening tip with authority. Grant Golden whacked it into the backcourt where the Spiders scamper after it. And Richmond now will have an opportunity to fire up the game's first shot, averaging 76 points a game, shooting 48% from the floor. Golden has it in the high post, right elbow with the fade pass to Gilliard, guarded by Dunmartin. Goes left side to Kao, baseline to Golden. Spins across the lane to Tyler Burton. A deep three from the corner, rattles around the rim and out. First rebound of the game belongs to Michael Hughes of Duquesne.
I like the ball movement, like the movement of the player's ball for the first possession. Good look by Tyler, just missed a shot.
Duke average only 66 points per game. That's 13th out of the 14 teams in the Atlantic 10. Shoot 42% from the floor. Weathers drives left side to the lane, kicks it off to the right side to Baker. His three misses, but he gets his own rebound, lays it back up and in. Chad Baker, the 6'7" freshman.
Mistake by Jacob Gilliard, didn't block out that time. On the shot, he ran down after the miss. Got to block him out.
First points, 2-0 Duquesne, and first foul will be called on Toby Akani, the 6'7" freshman, who has made his sixth start of the season tonight. Dambrot has also been starting another freshman, Mike McKelcha. McKelcha had started 3 games, and the Duke had won them all. Here's Gilliard to Golden, who has the ball knocked away by Baker, and it's a Richmond turnover. Dunmartin flying to offense, kicks it off in front of the Richmond bench to Baker, and now top of the key to Hughes. Fires it right side to Tavian Dunmartin to Baker in the lane. Turnaround over Burton, no good. Golden, the Richmond rebound. Now Gilliard into the forecourt. Golden goes backdoor to Gilliard for an acrobatic layup for 2 off the thread-the-needle bounce pass from Grant Golden.
Well, that was a really good pass because Dunmartin played it very well, just squeezed it through there. Golden did.
Nice to see the Spiders execute that play. It's their patented signature backdoor cut from Golden to Gilliard. Ties the game at 2, 2 minutes in. On the right side, it's Hughes. Underneath the basket to Weathers. And a reach-in foul on Nathan Kao.
Well, one of the things that the Spiders are doing on defense, they're staring at the basketball a lot, not understanding that there's guys cutting in front of them. That time Weathers cut right in front of Kao. Too much ball watching. Got to see man and ball on defense.
Here's a drive with a left-hand hook off the back of the rim by Hughes. No good. Burton ping-pongs the rebound and grabs it. Spiders now with a chance to take their first lead of the game. Short corner left, it's Golden. He backs his way on Hughes. Takes the turnaround jump hook. Good by Grant Golden.
That's what you want right there. Grant to take his man one-on-one in the post. Hard to stop if he just attacks the rim.
Now at the other end, back in watching the Spiders practice yesterday and their shoot around this morning, they're going to double team from time to time on Hughes and Weathers. Not this time, and Hughes tries to answer with a jump hook of his own, and it hits the glass. Not the rim. Good defense by Golden. Grant at both ends of the court being effective. Cross-court pass from Golden to Kao. Kao spins left of the lane. Back out to Tyler Burton. Cross-court pass right to Gilliard. Fadeaway 3. Swish by Gilliard.
Yeah, good spacing again by Richmond. Good passing. Grant got rid of it out of that double team. They're double teaming Grant, so he's aware of that right now. So he's a good passer.
7-2 lead for the Spiders, 16:45 first half. Akani on the right side in front of the Richmond bench. His pass is stolen by Tyler Burton, who drives at the length of the floor and lays it up off the back of the rim, no good. And the rebound yanked down by Duquesne's Marcus Weathers. Weathers dishes it off for a dunk at the other end by Michael Hughes. Oh, that's a frustrating sequence right there. The 2 that Burton didn't get and the dunk that Hughes did get.
Yeah. Thought Tyler's going to try to dunk that. He couldn't.
7-4 Richmond. Golden goes to work again in the lane. Tries to go up and under. Forces his way to the basket. Puts it up around the rim and it lips out. And the rebound for Weathers. Duquesne is tough defensively, and they've got those 2 strong bodies, Hughes and Weathers, to protect the rim. Hughes now tries a 3-pointer off the heel of the rim. That was a bad shot, and Kao the rebound.
And good block out by Kao. Blocked out Weathers, very nice.
And Tyler Burton caught the pass and took a couple of steps, and he's called for an unforced travel violation. And the Spiders turn it over for the third time already here in the first half. Timeout, 15:45 to go.
Steal or opportunity to get a layup. You got to finish. Disappointing that Tyler Burton missed that layup.
Both teams make changes at the first media timeout. Matt Grace and Andre Gustafson are in for Richmond. Grant Golden, Nathan Kao go out. And for Duquesne, the return of Maceo Austin today, the 6'5 sophomore who had missed the past 8 games. He left the team with personal issues, has just come back, and he is in the game at the first time out for Duquesne. Also, the freshman Mike Bigelcha is in the contest as well. Matt Grace goes up for a blocked shot on Marcus Weathers and will be called for the foul. And why not? Because that would have been a Weathers dunk otherwise.
That's a good foul. I mean, he's a strong player, very thick. Marcus Weathers. He was posting up Burton. They lobbed it up to him, and he had an easy layup. And Matt Grace did a smart thing and fouled him, make him earn it.
Tyson Acuff, a 6'4 freshman from Detroit, is also in for Duquesne. First free throw by Weathers misses. He's only a 63% foul shooter. And Greg, we heard Coach Dambrot in our pregame say, hey, if we could shoot the ball better, we could really be dangerous. And they do only shoot 65% from the line, 42% from the field, 29% from three-point range.
Yeah, that's their Achilles heel. They just don't put the ball in the basket. The Spiders know about that the other night. Played good defense and didn't put the ball in the basket themselves against VCU.
Shot just 33% from the floor and 3 of 19 from three-point range did the Spiders. 7-5 Richmond in the ball. Blake Francis's first shot is a fadeaway, contested 15-footer that he rattles home. Good to see Blake get off to a good start. He was just 5 of 15 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3 against the Rams. Makes it 9-5 Richmond. Here's a deep 3 by Weathers, no good. Gustafson the rebound. Andre dribbles into the offensive zone down the left sideline. Cuts to the middle of the floor, angle pass left to Grace, fakes the 3, dribbles in. Passes it back to Francis, underneath the basket to Gustafson, who circles back out to Gilliard. Still 15 on the shot clock here for Richmond. Gilliard whips it cross court to Tyler Burton, who releases a 3 and swishes it from the right corner.
That's good to see Tyler hit that shot, Bob. He was struggling a little bit offensively, and he needed that shot to go in.
40% from three-point range for Burton. That's 9th in the Atlantic 10. Good defense here by Richmond. Jacob Gilliard knocks the pass out of bounds just to our left. And just to the right of one of our favorite videographers, Mitchell Bradley.
Yeah. Was he paying attention? I don't know if he's so focused in on his job. He didn't even see Jacob.
Focused in with his camera, he was. Good defense on the inbound by Richmond. Matt Grace knocked the inbound pass away, but Hughes gathers it at midcourt, leaves it for Tyson Acuff, who averages about 3 points a game, plays about 12 minutes a game. Now Jacob Gilliard with his first steal of the game. To Burton and back to Gilliard for a 3 that's off the rim of the backboard, no good. And Michael Hughes the rebound. But more solid defense there by the Spiders. Duquesne just 2 for 8 from the floor to start the game. 13:40 to go in the half. 12-5 is the Richmond lead. Left side block is Hughes. Cross-court pass underneath the basket, Bigelcha, and then an offensive foul, and Tyler Burton drew that charge right underneath the hoop.
You see the energy level picking up for the Spiders on the defensive end. Their team defense is picking up. A lot of good help, a lot of rotations. That's what you want. You're the Spiders.
Marcus Weathers charged with the offensive foul. That's his first. And the ball goes back to the Spiders. Here's Isaiah Wilson in for the first time in the game, the 6-foot freshman for Richmond, who had the 5 points in just 3 minutes against VCU Wednesday night. See if his confidence is percolating a little bit here. Gilliard across midcourt gets a screen right. Now to Golden, who has returned top of the key. Kao left wing, cross-court pass Wilson. Fakes the 3, drives, shovels it off to Kao. Bounce pass along the baseline to Gustafson. His 3 is short. And Acuff, the rebound for the Dukes, drives it up the right sideline. Now to the free throw line, stops and pops and hits. Tyson Acuff, the freshman.
Yeah, just watching Gustafson shoot, Bob. He aimed it. He actually was like hopping to see, try to force that ball to go in.
Golden double team. Ball almost knocked away by Andre Harris, another of their freshmen who's checked in. Spiders keep possession. Gilliard drives down the lane. His bounce pass goes back to Gustafson, and now to Golden. 10 on the shot clock for the Spiders. Golden into the right corner to Gustafson. Drives to the basket. Left-handed layup. Good by the Goose.
That's his patented move right there. Get to the rim.
He can get to the rim and above the rim, can't he?
Yes, he can.
And he did on that one to drop it home. 14-7 is the Spider lead. Acuff guarded by Wilson. Freshman on freshman at midcourt. Good defense there by Isaiah Wilson. Dunmartin drives into the lane. His floater is on the way and good for Tavian Dunmartin's first points of the game.
Yes, it was. A nice little floater. Isaiah Wilson is a high school teammate playing, Bob. Andre Harris. They both played at First Love in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh area.
Backdoor cut this time from Golden to KO, and he's fouled from behind as he went up for the reverse layup.
Yep, Andre Harris, the freshman we just talking about, just fouled KO. Got him right across the head, they said.
What'd you say? Oh, is heading to that free throw line for two. KO 18 points, 7 rebounds Wednesday in the loss at VCU. He was 8 of 9 at the free throw line. His first one today swishes home for his initial point. Nate up to about 75% now at the charity stripe. One more coming.
Yeah, he had a really nice game the other night. Really aggressive on the offensive end.
Makes them both, gives the Spiders an opportunity to press. Almost came up with a loose ball in the backcourt. Dunmartin has it now to Baker and back to Dunmartin. It took him about 8 seconds to get the ball across the midcourt line. Isaiah Wilson staying in there. He has the assignment of Tavian Dunmartin at the moment. He takes it to the right side at the three-point line, crosses it over left to Baker, drops it down low now to Hughes, guarded by Golden with 5 to shoot. Back out to Austin, back into Hughes. Turnaround jump hook, good.
They went into that time. That was a planned play out of that timeout, Bob. It went right into Hughes, and he backed in right over Grant Golden that time.
He has a solid body, doesn't he,
Yes,
Michael
he
Hughes, 6'8", 240. Francis with a three that was halfway down, no good, but Golden tips it out to KO, who triggers a line drive three and knocks it down. Nathan KO, his second three-pointer of the year.
And he put up the 3 sign after he made that shot.
I like to see that,
Yeah.
a little swag out of Nathan KO. Dunmartin looks to answer with a 3 of his own, but it's off the heel of the rim, and Gustafson the rebound. Spiders push. Wilson across midcourt, right sideline with the dribble. Crosses it over to Gustafson, left wing to KO. Fakes right, goes left, drives baseline. Top of the key, Wilson fakes the 3, drives to the basket, lays it up and in with a great ball fake of a pass, and then he took it to the rim. The freshman, Isaiah Wilson.
Yeah, beautiful move by Isaiah Wilson that time. Getting more and more confident as the season progresses. I know they've been wanting him to play hard and get after it, and he's doing it.
Spiders with their biggest lead, and here comes another turnover.
2 ball block.
With the left hand.
Wow.
Snagged that one back.
Wow.
Wanted to start the fast break,
Yeah, he could have done that.
but the official blew the whistle. But it is a turnover on Duquesne. That's the Duke's 4th of the game. The Spiders with a 21-11 lead. 10:15 to go first half. As Francis approaches midcourt across the big red Spider and into the offensive zone. Tyler Burton, sideline right. Short corner right to KO. Ball fake, backs his way in. Here comes the double team. He finds Tyler Burton in the corner, and as soon as he caught it, he dragged his back foot on that sideline.
Yeah, we had a good look at it from our angle, and he did hit the sideline there.
So the Spiders turn it back over. As Beck mentioned earlier, Richmond had just the 6 turnovers in that VCU game when the Rams had 16. That turnover was the Spiders' 3rd today. Dunmartin into the offensive zone, slips and falls, but keeps the dribble. The Akron transfer, they got a lot of transfers on this team.
Yes, illegal screen right there on Harris. No question about it. He moved. Try to get Dunmartin an easy look, and a moving screen.
That'll be Andre Harris' second foul already here in the first half. Marcus Weathers will check back in for him. And here comes Jacob Gilliard back in for Isaiah Wilson, who gave the Spiders some solid minutes there, Greg.
Yeah, he did. Really energized the Spiders while he's out there. It's good to see him.
9:40 to go first half. Gilliard with a hop, skip, and a dribble to get the ball across midcourt against Dunmartin. Blake Francis at the three-point line, left wing. Middle of the court, Gilliard. High post, back to the basket, KO. Top of the key, Tyler Burton. Back pedals to midcourt. Now to Gilliard. 8 to shoot. Gilliard's all the way at the midcourt line. Jacob fakes left, goes right. Cross court pass to Burton, way over his head and out of bounds. Gilliard with a bad pass turnover.
Well, they were way outside where they should have been as far as spacing on the floor, Bob. They got pushed out off their sweet spots that time in the half-court offense.
Stays 21-11 Richmond as we approach 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Dunmartin leaves it for Baker. Cross-court pass now for Toby Akani. Akani, one of the freshmen. On the right side, that's Weathers. He's the senior. To the other senior, Hughes. Right back to Weathers down the lane. Hangs in the air and puts it in. Marcus Weathers with his first field goal.
That was a difficult field goal. I thought good challenge by both Burton and KO on that.
Weathers had a couple of back-to-back 20-point games right before the pause for Duquesne. Backdoor, Golden to Burton, an acrobatic layup, reverse layup. He started up with the right hand, switched to the left, went under the rim, put it home, and won.
Beautiful move, no question. The high-flying Burton with a beautiful move that time.
Boy, he needed to be high-flying on that one. Hanging in the air to go from one side of the rim to the other, one hand to the other. And get fouled. It's significant. It's Marcus Weathers' second personal foul. And now Tyler Burton, 79% free throw shooter, looking to complete an old-fashioned three-point play. Nothing but net for Tyler, and he's got 6. 24-13 Richmond, 8.5 to go first half. Acuff across midcourt. Bounce pass to Weathers just inside the arc. Dumps it down low to Hughes. Hughes backs his way in on Matt Grace and lost the ball. Sal Caresi, who was in for the first time for Richmond, comes up with it. Spiders back to offense. Gilliard, top of the key, hands it off to Francis. Fakes left, goes right, pulls up, off the dribble for the jumper for 2 for Blake Francis.
Now that was a smooth-looking shot and move that time by Blake Francis.
Spiders right now are lighting it up against one of the best defensive teams in the league. Richmond 10 of 16 from the floor, 63%. And as Hughes cuts down the lane, he gets bumped by Matt Grace, who will be charged with his second personal foul. We got a timeout. Spiders on a run here with
bag, and he got it going also. So because Richmond has 5 guys that are averaging over double figures, it makes it really difficult for you to know who to cheat off of and give assistance to. It's a situation where you're going to have to just lock in and guard your own man.
Duquesne wearing their red today as that rolls out for Michael Hughes.
Take a look at the spacing you see here by Richmond. You're going to see a lot of ball movement, a lot of body movement. A lot of it is just them looking for the weak spot. They're looking for the mental lapse, and then they try to take advantage of it. But what makes them tough is when the shot clock winds down, they have a young man like that can go get a bucket. And then if he's not rolling, they have a guy like Jacob Gilliard who can do the same thing. So this ball club is a tough defensive task for the Duquesne Dukes.
Blake Francis really been hot to start this game. 3 of 4 from the field, 6 points now for Francis. Kick it back out for Acuff. A little long. The 7-0. 7-0 Richmond run continues. That one's tipped away. Don't see that often from Golden, and the Dukes will run with it.
That was an excellent hustle, that possession by Michael Hughes. That side and Golden on the interior. But once he got the deflection, what made that play so refreshing is he didn't stop playing. He pursued the ball.
That's Akani, freshman out of Orange, New Jersey. He can show some flashes and some great moments, Ken Akani. That one's blocked away, going back the other way by Hughes, now running the court. They'll give it away that side. Now Richmond with it.
2 big-time defensive plays, I think, by Hughes. They just weren't able to convert. And when you aren't able to take advantage of mishaps, when you aren't able to convert that wide-open possession or that wide-open layup, a team like Richmond with their veteran experience makes you pay.
Here's O'Connie again down in the baseline. Kicks it back out for a 3-ball, and that is through. Good-looking shot there, really by a player they've been really wanting a little bit more of, waiting on his best basketball. We're starting to see flashes of that in Dunn Martin.
He's the one guy, when you take a look at what Hughes can do on the block or what Weathers can do, that if he can find his rhythm and his mojo offensively, Coach Danbrock would love to see that.
Another foul called. Yeah, and that's a 3-point play. Burton will get a chance to go to the line. This has been a tough start to the game for Burton. This is his best form as he gets in. Again, drawing contact and finishing.
Excellent rotation. And again, another good sound defensive play by Michael Hughes. He's been really good in terms of trying to be in the right place and giving the effort, even though he wasn't able to quite get there to draw the charge. Burton is now, Jack, starting to get, I don't want to say superstar attention, but he's definitely on the scouting report. 2 games ago, he has a career high of 25 points. His game is starting to grow. He's starting to get comfortable in his own skin and starting not just understand the pattern and where to run to offensively in Chris Mooney's offense, but he's starting to understand the whys, you know, and why he's having me do certain things so that I can be effective.
There's Chad Baker able to connect from deep. Averages 8.6 a game, but really a great 3-point shooter. 44% he's shooting from behind the arc. 19 of 43 this season. Here's Francis, had it poked away. Call a foul right there on the baseline. That's the first foul called on Blake Francis.
Look for Duquesne to extend their defense a little bit. And I tell you why. Richmond's the kind of ball club that they're so efficient offensively. When they get up on you by double digits, like a 10-point lead against Richmond is really like a 15 to almost 20-point lead because of how they're potentially able to play and cut you up offensively. They're not going to rush. They're just going to cut the clock and cut the clock. So if you're Duquesne, you don't want to get down by too much to a ball club that controls the ball the way Richmond does.
Dunn Martin will try another 3. Player flying out of bounds, and so numbers on the part of Richmond. Kick it back out to Francis. Nice little dish inside, right back down, and the way they move this basketball. Now KO.
Look, 10 seconds on the clock. They're not phased at all. When the clock winds down, that's part of what they do. Whereas a lot of teams that start to get tight or players that start to get a little nervous, they're like, okay, just let the play breathe, and something will open up.
Gilliard, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc, 8 points. Known as the Steel King, but he can shoot the basketball too. Tough move. Inside, Weathers will shoot 2 when we come back. Gilliard, he's feeling it from behind the arc so far, Ron.
Patient
in this season.
No, it really isn't. And for him to be 6-5 in conference right now, 7-6 overall, they haven't been able to play many games that in and of itself. You know, when you start to break down the season, and every time you start to think that you're establishing some sort of continuity, that's broken. And that's happened to them at least 3 times this season. And then you take into account the psychological effect and the emotional effect that this starts to have on the guys. And that's something that I think people don't look deep enough at when they're looking at exciting basketball play this season. Is these kids, majority of them are on campus alone. You're not able to get out and socialize. You have to stay in your room, your dorm room, or you're on the floor at practice. There's not a lot of, you can't have the normal camaraderie that you have on a college campus. And it's just a lot of time spent alone. And it's been a tough transition for an awful lot of ball clubs. But once you look at the teams that are able to be resilient and make it to the NCAA tournament, it makes that accomplishment that much more special because of everything that everyone's had to go through this season.
The majority of the players you talk to, they're either socializing by playing basketball or they're socializing by hopping on the video games for a little bit, the headset, going Xbox Live.
That's exactly what's going on.
That's where they're hanging out. That's just what this year has been.
And as a coach, you would normally shun that. You would say, look, put that darn game down and go spend some time with your classmates or your teammates. But you have no other recourse. You're like, look, go ahead and play the game.
That's it. That's it. This is the year for games.
Yep.
Golden has it poked away. It's a 12-point Spider lead. Now a 3-ball done. Martin a little short. Rebound Golden.
As his career progresses, when you take a look at Duquesne's ball club, as they come down with the rebound, number 30, who just got the rebound, Andre Harris, I like his potential ability. He's someone that has to pick his motor up. He has to understand that you're playing behind probably the best post player in the A-10 and bring his energy level. He gets frustrated a lot of times because he doesn't get the ball. But, Jack, he can do an awful lot on the floor. He's a problem on the low block. He can pass very well when he's at the high post. He has to mature a little bit and understand that your time is coming. But bring the energy until it happens.
Harris, he's a 6'7" freshman, as a deep three is good, and a chance for a 4-point play on the back end of it for Chad Baker.
You're going to see excellent ball move. Withers was at the high post, skips it opposite to Chad Baker. Chad Baker didn't mess around. Took it, caught it, let it go.
Baker already has 8 points. Sorry, go ahead, Ron.
You're seeing a lot of role reversals and role changes on this Duquesne ball club. You know, they had 3 guys that were prominent players that played a lot for them that decided to leave, decided to go elsewhere. Other guys had to take on new roles. Guys who were role players had to now become frontline guys. Guys who weren't on people's scouting report is now all of a sudden they're on the scouting report. So with all the change and all the influx that has happened this season, the Dukes are still right there in the thick of things.
Loose ball here. Everybody's diving after it. Jump ball called. You were talking about some of those departures as you see Norman Jr.,
Macy,
Barry, Austin.
And these are guys that all played. Lamar Norman, he was starting earlier in the year. Sincere Carey, he was a starter earlier in the year. So these are guys that played serious minutes and was, going into the season. You take a look at the Dukes ball club, and you say, this Duquesne ball club is really, really deep. Then all of a sudden, a few guys decide to go elsewhere, and because they are deep is the reason why they're able to survive. And because of young men like that, you saw on the low block, Andre Harris showing you a little bit about what I was talking about earlier, is he's a problem when he gets his hands on the ball down there on the low block. Fighting down low, nice high-low action, excellent pass, that possession by Hughes. Hughes drops it off to the young fellow on the interior. Keep working, be patient, young fella. Your time is definitely coming.
Harris, plenty of basketball in the family, too. First cousin of former Michigan State, 14-year NBA veteran, Jason Richardson as well.
I don't know if you remember Jay Rich.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Jay Rich was a problem. He was a problem.
That's a good way to put it. Harris just might be here soon as well.
No question. His time is coming.
A lot of contact in the middle of the lane. KO kicks it back out. Gets it right back. Now the double team's on. Golden. Burton is wide open. And that's that.
Too much time, too much space. I like the idea, though, of what Duquesne was trying to accomplish defensively. They trapped in the post, but when they scrambled out of the post, they never got their defense set. And of all people, Tyler Burton's the one you cannot leave open. He's shooting 40% from behind the arc, Jack.
Good pass there, but better defense on the part of Golden to get a hand up to it. They're bringing that double team regularly, but Grant Golden able to get in, draw the foul, shoot 2 from the line.
Excellent reaction that time, I thought, by Golden. He knew that double team was coming.
Coming up on the U.S. Bank halftime report, get a recap of that George Mason VCU overtime game. All the implications as we turn to March as well, and college basketball highlights from the entire day. St. Joe's able to get a win earlier on. Their first A-10 win of the season. Jimmy Roberts bringing you all that at the half.
Prayers go out to Bones Highland, and hopefully his injury wasn't that severe. Late in that game, he hurt his foot. Not sure whether it was an ankle or an Achilles or what it was, but he came up a little short. When you look at VCU's ball club, they were picked 9th preseason. There's only 14 teams in the conference. They were picked 9th, and right now they're number 1. And it just goes to show you got to lace them up. You got to play the games. You got to play the, you just can't look at stats and numbers and try to determine what the outcome of your season is going to be. You got to lace them up, and Coach Mike Rhodes has gotten it done so far this season.
And nobody wants to see VCU in the tournament. That's a nightmare team right there.
Because they're able to pressure you defensively. They play at a pace that a lot of teams don't want to play at.
Nice shot there from Dunn Martin.
Tavian's making me look like a genius. I said before the game that if he brings his stroke, if he's a guy that finds his rhythm offensively, Duquesne looks like a totally different team. And because of his stroke so far in the first half, they find themselves only down 7 as we close out here in the first half.
Look at the steal at the top of the key on Francis. That's not easy for a big man to do. Now kick it down inside. Dunn Martin heaves one up as the half is coming to a close, and it will be a 7-point Richmond lead as you send you into the studio with Jimmy Roberts for the U.
They don't want to play defense that long each and every possession. Though Richmond, they don't have to hold the ball that long every possession to be effective. But when they decide they want to chop you up, you get to shaking your head when you're on the defensive end because you have a lot to try to defend.
I love the hockey analogy that you used in the first half. You were just telling me a second ago they're criticized for that style of play. As a steal here and going to the ground with it is Okani.
What happens is people that recruit against you will say, oh, it's an old style basketball. That is beautiful basketball. It's not the NBA style. There's not tons of pick and rolls, and they make you pass it a lot. You can't use your individual talents to go one-on-one. But if you understand that offense and you have the ability to do a lot of the things that you are recruited against that they say you can't do in that offense, it enhances that ability because they're spacing, because you have the defense chasing you. Then if you have the ability to put the ball on the deck and get your own shot, you only have one guy to beat because the weak side isn't there because they've got so much action that you have to defend.
Here's Golden. That's the whole idea. Just positionless. See all these big guys step out. Yep. Now you get KO really freed up. Easy work for him, and that's good.
I struggle to find what is bad about that sort of offense. I mean, it's like you said, it's positionless. You spread the floor. You recruit skilled guys that have the ability to handle, that have the ability to pass, that have the ability to knock down shots. And then it's Coach Mooney's job to put them in a situation to enhance their abilities. And that's why you see guys, multiple guys, the first 5 guys averaging over double figures. Again, nice isolation, a lot of action, weak side. You see the spacing that is now created because of all the ball movement and the body movement. And a guy like KO is able to average 12 points a game because of it.
KO, 18 points, 7 rebounds against VCU this week. He's had 11 double-digit scoring games this year. You know, Coach Mooney was telling us he's tremendously improved over the course of his career, as this time it's Gilliard who loses it. Now running back the other way is Dunn Martin. He's off the mark, and now it'll be Richmond who can run if they want to. They'll slow it down. Francis back to Golden. Two guys that played AAU basketball together. Now Burton's good from 3.
Again, you see, and if Golden didn't bobble it, he would have had a layup on the first possession, but he was able to regain possession of the ball, and then quick ball movement. And then what you see, Burton picked up where he left off in the first half.
I was asking Francis, is that why? As you see a nice move here on the inside, ball back to Richmond. So is that why you decided to come over to Richmond, be able to play with Golden as you see him lay it in one more time? Because you guys played AAU hoops together. He's like, honestly, it's a complete coincidence.
But if it cools off is when it really, really gets stiff.
Hughes, a guy who underwent 2 separate surgeries to repair fractures in both shins in a span of 4 months together. He's battled some injuries before, hoping for the best over there for him on the sideline now. Here goes Weathers down the baseline. He'll draw a foul. It's the third foul on KO. And that's of note as he leaves the game. Nice ball movement and the foul. Headed to the free throw line now to shoot one, is Andre Harris.
Excellent unselfish basketball right here. High ball screen. You see the ball movement, guys cutting, moving. Tavion drives, penetrates, and credit Harris for being ready off the penetration. With Hughes going down right now, this is an opportunity for Harris, which he has wanted all season long, to step up and step up big. You're on the road. Your team is sputtering just a little bit. Now it's time to shine. If you have it in you, with Hughes being down, now's the time to play.
Harris averaging over 14 minutes in the last 3 games. That's a playing time uptick for him, and he's earned it. Drop it down inside. That's a pretty move right there to get the finish. Salomon Caresi working the baseline. Now a three-point look is off the mark. Blake Francis will run with it. It's tipped out of bounds. Stay right here with Richmond.
You know, when you start to look at the implications of each game as this season slowly winds to an end, this game is really, really huge because of seeding in the conference tournament. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're Duquesne, you're knocking on the door on a lot of people's heels at 6-5. You know, Richmond, they got off to a great start. They sputtered a little bit. They're at 4-3. You want to keep winning. You want to move up that ladder because there's certain teams that you just don't want to see. And you don't want to drop so far down the rung that you have to climb in conference tournament time so hard and play so many tough games to get back in contention.
Dribbling infraction there on Burton, who really had such a great first half. 14 points where he currently sits, 3 of 4 from behind the arc. Kick it out for Dunn Martin. He's off again. Caresi on the board. He's fouled. We'll take a break. It's a 13-point
from last season to this season.
And for Richmond, their current shooting percentage would be the team's season high, 13 of 16 inside the arc on 2-point tries. Burton will line up another 3. This one wide left. This little turnaround jumper right there by Andre Harris.
Watch this young man grow. Watch him start to develop. He's a guy that has a huge upside. You know, he's just got to understand you're now in big-time high major basketball and the attention to detail and the effort that you've got to bring each and every day to be successful.
Oh, it's big man Weathers trying a 3. That's down.
If you're Duquesne, now you got to lock in on the defensive end. Communication has to be high. Try to get some stops. Switch when you need to switch. If not, understand who the threats are in this Princeton-style offense.
Putting together this run without Michael Hughes on the court. Foul called there.
And Harris says, what did I do? You just ran him out of bounds, that's all.
So what did I do? Right to that microphone sitting right down there on the baseline.
Yeah, exactly. The question needs to be, what did I do right that possession? That clearly was a foul on Harris.
Gets it into Caresi. Another foul called. That's another one on Harris. That's back-to-back fouls on Harris. That gets him to 4, and that's a big-time problem.
It's a big-time problem. It's a big-time loss, but this is refreshing seeing Hughes come back into the game. He's limping just a little bit. Let's see if that ankle's able to warm up a little bit. But Harris did a good job, I thought, while he was out there filling in. They can't afford him to be out too long, especially if Hughes isn't back to at least 60%.
Team already down 3 key players. Coming off that long pause, 17-day layoff they had. You know, Coach Tambrot basically told us, I hate it. We asked him about the pause. What'd you learn about the first pause? I hated it. That's what I learned about it. He said older coaches just have a harder time adjusting to it. You get set in your ways, plus the conditioning aspect of it. You know, he loves having players in great shape, and that has been a significant challenge across all of sports. As Burton tries the dunk, but a tough block on the backside by Hughes, and they'll get him for a foul.
Great job. Great touch pass, I thought, there by Golden. He knew Burton was on the baseline, and reaction time was really good there by Hughes. Right, that touch pass by Golden, let it go before he was able to come down to the ground. And Hughes thought he had it clean, but he clobbered him in the head. Good call by the official, being all over.
Hughes finished 8th nationally in block shots per game. Ranks 4th on DU's all-time block shot list with 148. Great timing. And he does. He has those embarrassing type swats, too. He has those highlight reel type swats when he gets a hold of one. But little contact on that play.
Yep, just a little bit. Just introduce himself to Burton just a little bit.
So it's a 10-point game as Cressy checks out.
Jack, you know, when I look at Richmond's ball club and I start to think of tournament play, be it conference play, be it postseason play, what makes them such a tough out is, one, you've got to learn how to defend all the cuts and everything that they do within their offense. But they have multiple guys that when the shot clock is winding down, that you can give the ball to, and they can create their own shot. And in tournament play and one-and-done situations, when teams don't have an inordinate amount of time to prepare for you, that makes you a very, very dangerous ball club.
Look at that cut there by Francis.
As you see Duquesne trying to find the key to the back door and haven't been able to find it yet. Excellent spacing. Whenever they dribble at you, that's a key for whoever's being dribbled at to cut back door. Excellent read.
And that looked like two guys have been playing together since they were 11 and 12 years old, doesn't it? Old AAU teammates. Great passer is the big man in gold. Now coming back the other way is Hughes, toughing it out after rolling his ankle a second ago. Back into the game and getting it done. Here's Francis, kicks it out to Gilliard, back to Francis. This one rolls out. Nice little run of the court in a tough, as he hits the wall, hits really the basket. Does Chad Baker. He'll go to the line.
Chad laid down there and is like, whoa. I'm exhausted, and I'm running into the stanchion. But look, excellent read, I thought, by Duquesne. They got to stop on one end, and it was the hard push going down the other side. So, therefore, you don't have to play against a set defense. You're able to pick up some easy points, and now you're able to potentially get a 3 the old-fashioned way by hitting this free throw with the clock stop.
Baker, born in the Dominican Republic, came to the U.S. with his grandfather. His junior year of high school. Averages 8.6 a game, 8.6 points per game, but this is a big game for him so far. Already has 12. This one's stolen away by Hughes, and he'll finish it off.
We've seen 3 different times with Hughes giving up the excellent defensive effort, shooting the passing lane, whether it's in the post, whether it's at the elbow. This is just flat-out energy. You usually don't see your bigs giving you this kind of energy, especially in the full court. He reads the play. In football, I think they call that closing speed. He read the play, shot the passing lane, and didn't give up on the play. Once he got the deflection, he didn't think it was somebody else's job to pick it up. He said, look, I got the deflection. This play is on me. I'm going to try to get the finish.
Closing speed, ball hawk, reading the quarterback's eyes. A little bit all of it right there.
A little bit of everything.
So now it's a tight ball game. Lead cut down to 5 from 10 in a hurry. Gilliard cooled off some from where he was in the first half. Now Burton kicks it out to KO, and he's got it.
I like KO's game. He's a prime example of someone that has just grown and blossomed with each year in college. You know, you saw the potential as a freshman, barely played a little bit in spotting situations as a sophomore. Junior year, he played a little bit more. And this year, he's putting it all.
Dayton, the whole idea being there that, you know, one team, maybe two teams would have closer proximity to Indianapolis, cut down some of that travel time on the back end is a tough move inside by Weathers.
Tough is an understatement. I mean, that was just a grown man. I'm getting this bucket move, that possession by Withers. But when you look at, you know, this A-10 conference as a whole, Jack, you know, I don't know if there's been any conference that has just had a group of teams that have just beat up on each other all year. You know, if someone were to ask me who do I think could win it all in this conference, in a conference tournament situation, like 3-4 teams potentially come to mind. You know, you got VCU, who's picked 9th overall there at the top of the league right now. A team like St. Louis, who's just a physically imposing ball club who hadn't played that much this season because of coronavirus. They haven't had the reps. They don't have as much scar tissue as a lot of teams do. But their team I would not want to see. St. Bonaventure every year. No one talks about them. Everyone talks about everyone else. And Schmidt gets his ball club ready to play perennially each and every year. And they're a problem. Like, no one wants to see the Bonnies ever. You know, Dayton, this is considered, and I'm putting in air quotes, an off year for them. Mm-hmm. You know, and they're 8-6 in the league. So it's just, you got to lace them up. You know, I think that's the best way to put it. You got to bring your hard hat. You got to be willing to pay attention to detail. Look, Duquesne, they're 8th right now. No one in a tournament setting wants to see Duquesne play. You got a guy like Tavion Dunmartin who can go get his own shot. You got Hughes and Weathers on the low post. You got a guy like Harris coming off the bench. You got a guy that's able to strap and guard the ball like Tyson Acuff. I mean, there's so many teams that can hurt you. And then Richmond, all the weapons that they have. They spread the floor. They have the experience. They have guys that are in command and understand what their mission is offensively. They have multiple guys that can create their own shot when the clock winds down. You know, it's just a wonderful, wonderfully competitive league.
Sure is. And quietly right there, Ron, 2 fouls on Weathers, one at the other end of the court, and then defending Golden. He has 4 personal fouls now. Does Marcus Weathers, the best player on the Dukes. This team really got a shot of life when you saw Michael Hughes limping back onto the court. They were struggling since he left, and he looks pretty fresh, looks relatively healthy, running around. He has given this team a spark in the middle of the second half.
There was a collective sigh in the Duquesne Nation when he went down, just how serious how serious the injury was, and if he'd be able to return. And he's been a shining moment for them.
So now they'll pick up in the full court. Does Richmond. Lead back to 7. Acuff from mid-range, tough shot, and gets it to go. Might have been fouled in the process.
The officials blew the whistle. Let's see what the call is. Nice little hezzy as he comes off the ball screen, and he just raises and lets it go. The official says gave him a warning for flopping. You know, he was trying to sell it just a little bit.
I don't know about that. What do you think of that call? He definitely got a little love on that hand.
I mean, if you call that if you give a warning for that for flopping, there are tons of plays that they don't that they let go, because there's a lot of flopping going on in college basketball right now. Because I didn't really see him sell it to that degree.
You're going to change the sport forever with that rule.
Oh man.
Deep three here is off the mark, but my only request, if you're going to get basketball, just go get the sport of soccer while you're at it. You know, let's just go get it all with the flops.
Soccer's comical when they try and sell it. Let's see. Let's take a third look at this and just see.
Come on now.
Where is the flop? He didn't land smoothly, but I didn't see the cuff. Shake it off, A cuff. They didn't give you a tech. They just said chill out, so don't sweat it.
That's a wild call. I don't think that's exactly what the rule's in there for.
You've put it politely.
That way.
A wild call.
A wild call. We'll stick with that. Here's O'Connie at the line. That's good.
You got to give Duquesne a lot of credit, because mentally they haven't drifted. There was a portion of this game that made it, you would think that Richmond was going to run away with it. But I think the Duke's done a good job at refocusing, not necessarily offensively, but defensively. They've been able to put together multiple possessions where they've got stops. And when you play a team like Richmond, that's absolutely huge.
Doing a whole bunch of that double teaming the ball defensively are the Dukes. Work it inside to KO. Great pass there by one of the best passing big men that you'll see in Golden.
And that was out of the double team. But what you have to understand is Richmond has principles after you do double team. It's not like you double team them and they just stand in their normal set. KO did an excellent job at diving to the rim, diving to the basket when the Dukes went and doubled Golden.
Working it down along the inside. Back-to-back misses and a putback for the Dukes. Looks like that was Andre Harris able to get it to go.
Watch when you see the double team on Golden. Watch KO. Golden makes his move to the basket. The double team comes by Harris. KO doesn't stand in one spot. He slides to the front of the rim, and credit Golden for looking. They've drilled that over and over and over. That wasn't an accidental movement or an accidental dive to the basket by KO. That's something that Coach Mooney has worked on continually in practice.
Golden can do a little bit of everything. Was over 15 points 3 times through the month of January. You see him sort of play that quarterback role, too, where he comes up high and just reads the defense, able to dish the ball just about anywhere he wants to put it. Now KO rolls one out. That's off the mark. Now right back to the Spiders. Gilliard lines one up. A little short. This has creeped back into a 3-point ball game. Even with the best for the Dukes and Marcus Weathers over on the bench with 4 fouls. Now it's Dunn Martin. Here's Harris to Hughes and a foul call.
Harris is showing you a little bit about what I was talking about earlier of how versatile and how talented he really, really is. This is your power forward going off the bounce, giving your center a no-look dime on the low post, and he's shown you his versatility. Harris is not one of those guys that, you know, may give you 20, 25 points a game, but he's a guy that can give you 15. He's going to give you 10. He's going to have 7 assists. His imprint is going to be all over that stat sheet.
Here's Harris. Harris hasn't missed from the free throw line. And there's a double-digit day for Harris, up to 10 points.
And it's been an easy 10, you know, and that's why I say that the kind of guy that as time goes on, he's just going to blossom and blossom into a special talent.
Pretty move inside. Blake Francis getting the finger roll to go. Does a little of everything for this team. Those 37 three-pointers he has, leads the group, gets to the basket. You know, Coach was telling us yesterday, Coach Mooney, that he's a three-level scorer. Shoots from three, shoots from the mid-range, great. Finishes around the basket. You saw the ladder right there. Really enjoyed getting a chance to talk to Francis yesterday, too. Just kind of a quiet, as you see Hughes finish one off back the other way. It's a one-point ball game, but just a quiet leader that really confident in who he is. You know, as a dad that's in the business, his dad, Carl, the director of communications for the NFL Players Association, told me that he taught him a lot about being a professional in college. And you see that coming to fruition now. Beautiful pass there. Hughes with the slam.
Excellent offense, that possession by Duquesne. They had spacing. Because Tavion has been scoring the ball well in this game, you had to give him attention off the high ball screen. Credit him for being unselfish, finding Hughes on the roll. They're fighting. They've had as rougher time with all the COVID setbacks and the restrictions that have been placed upon his ball club. They're coming off a 20-day layoff of not playing, and he finds a way. He's had 3 guys transfer, 2 of them were in the starting lineup, and he still finds a way to keep the engine going.
Won a school record 11 conference games last year on the way to the school's 3rd 20-win season in history. That's in the past 48 years. Richmond retakes the lead. Free ball in the air. That's long. Rebound to Golden, but he lost it. Now back to Richmond, but a foul call.
Duquesne's doing a really good job at when the shot goes up. They're not just falling back. They're running in there, trying to get. If they can't get their hand on the ball, if they can't grab the rebound, they're trying to tip it out. They're doing a really good job so far in the second half of crashing the offensive board, giving themselves second shot attempts.
Still no Weathers on the court for Duquesne. It's a 1-and-1 situation. Richmond 9 fouls. The Dukes have 7. Here's Okani, his second. 2 for 2 for Okani. We've seen some moments from Okani, too. Had his career high, 14 against George Washington back on January 2nd. Thrust into some late action here as you have foul trouble, 4 on Weathers. Francis, good from 3.
You know, you play solid defense, you think you're in a good situation, and then a guy like Francis will be able to bury you, or a guy like Gilliard's able to hit a 3, or Tyler Burton's able to hit a 3. If you Duquesne, you can't get frustrated. You have to keep chipping away at it, which they've done such a good job at so far this game.
Dunn-Martin way off, rebound to Burton. That's Burton's 5th rebound. Golden backing him down, always looking to pass. It's KO on the finish.
You know, Golden, you have to be concerned about so much with him. His ability to score the ball on the block, his ability to step out, shoot the trailer 3. But you forget that he's second on their team in assists. He's one of the better big passing bigs that not only just in the A-10, but that are in the country.
Tough turnaround shot from Hughes is long. Another rebound for Burton, his 6th.
Coach Keith Dambrot's on the sideline going absolutely nuts. He thought Hughes got fouled on that last shot.
Why not go right back to KO? There's that double team.
And now they have to get set out of the double team. This team shoots the ball really, really well.
An open look, but no good. Now Dunmartin working it ahead. 3 balls off the mark. Golden with another board. This game is cooled off under 5 minutes. 4-point Richmond lead. Francis, tough pull up, a little short. And a foul called 17 in the last 3 games leading up to VCU. Right back there at 15, averages 16.3 a game. There's Hughes from the line.
We've seen at different moments in this game why or the nature or the DNA of each ball club. You know, when you look at Richmond, they want to spread the floor, be fluid, play fast, cut you up, backdoor cuts. When you think of Duquesne, they want to pound it out on the inside, be a little bit more physical with you, play old Big East style basketball with those 2 bigs on the interior. And we've seen moments when it's been pretty basketball with both ball clubs doing and playing at a style that they do best.
Those 2 free throws were the first Duquesne points in the last 2.5 minutes. That's an air ball from KO. It's a 2-point lead for the home team as we come down to the 3-minute mark. Tough shot there, no good. Now a putback. That's Hughes with the slam.
Again, another offensive rebound, another second shot attempt. That's part of Duquesne's DNA. They throw it up there. If it doesn't go well, they beat you to it. You know, that is a strategy. You know, it's not as pretty, it's not as fluid as some of the point production that we see from Richmond, but it is partially why they've been successful.
You see Duquesne really making it tough on Richmond when they're getting the ball in bounds.
Yeah.
Couple times where they've gotten close, still haven't been able to get a turnover out of it.
Again, when the shot goes up and you're playing the Duquesne Dukes, you got to put a body on someone. No one puts a body on Withers. He just slides to the open space, gets the rebound, and then credit Hughes for not taking pictures. He slides behind him and gets into play and is able to finish. You've got to put a body on Withers. You've got to put a body on Hughes. Even a guy like Chad Baker with his 6'8", 6'9" frame, you got to turn and touch those guys because part of what they do is crash the board for points.
That one's off the mark. We saw Gilliard 5 points early, slowed down since then. Only 9 points total on the game. Only had 4 since that hot start in the first half.
Gilliard's the kind of guy that, you know, you fall asleep on him because he's kind of chilled a little bit offensively, and then he can hit the dagger as the game proceeds. You know, Burton was going well, so he didn't have to put up as many points as he was early in the game. Again, offensive rebound, Withers beating you up on the boards. You can't do it. You just can't keep giving them second shot opportunities that way. If you're Richmond, if you're a guard, the guards have to dig down and put a body and help those bigs keep Duquesne's bigs out of the way. Right here, this is just Withers and Duquesne wanting it a little bit more on the boards. The ball's going to go inside to Withers. He turns, he faces. We had a little technical difficulties there. But when the shot goes up, you know, forget the camp defense where they teach you turn, box out, 1-2 step, touch him, turn. Get him out of there and go get the ball. You know, and it's just good old-fashioned basketball. You know, and if Duquesne is going to stay alive in this game, it's going to be that way. If Richmond is going to have success, they've got to stop Duquesne from doing that.
Weathers was 3 for 4 from the line. Misses that one. Now 3 for 5. That's a big missed free throw. Chance now for KO from the mid-range. That's off the mark. Rebound still available. Goes right back to Gilliard. That's the exact dagger you were talking about.
They're making me look like a genius this game, I'm telling you. But he's that kind of guy.
Dropped his body fat from 24% down to 10% since transferring. Showed you some of the shot blocking abilities he has. Go up and get the boards, fly into the rim all day.
Jack, you're coming with the nuggets here, man.
Listen,
You're digging deep in the bag.
listen,
I
listen.
love it.
Only the finest for A10 hoops now.
Hey, look, we got the body fat percentages on you.
Oh, yeah. Hey, don't let us talk to the coaches now.
You know?
Get a little bit too much information. Now a drag from Weathers. Off the board, and look at him go right back up.
Offensive
Hughes,
board.
left hand.
Woo,
Good.
big fella. Don't be so mean. You see that footwork? That's a tough play to make in traffic, as Hughes was. He caught it, spun, and was able to convert. If you're the Spiders, you've got to put a body on Duquesne.
Up and under move by Gilliard. Just comes up a little short. He'll go right back to the line. It's a tie ball game, under 50 to play.
If I'm Coach Dambrot, I'm really, really nervous right now because of all of the offensive weapons that Richmond has. You can start to feel comfortable or even think you've done a solid job defensively, and then Grant Golden, Blake Francis, Tyler Burton, Jacob Gilliard, Nathan Cahill, they can bail you out just because of how talented they are offensively. So what you tell your guys is when the clock starts to wind down, don't exhale. Stay locked in. You can't rest until the game is over.
Gilliard, Francis, Burton, Cahill, and Golden all in double digits scoring the basketball. 2-point lead for the Spiders. Here's Weathers, turnaround. Comes up a little short, and a good board by Cahill.
One and done. One and done. Richmond has had as many one and dones as they possibly can. If I were going to give an MVP for this game, and if Richmond is able to hold on and win this game, they've had multiple guys that have contributed, but down the stretch, Jacob Gilliard has closed this game. He had a big-time three. He came down. He had to penetrate and pitch to someone for a two. Then he hit the 2 free throws of possession before this. It's not always when you score. It's not always how much you score, but when you're able to score. It's not always how many plays you make, but when you're able to make those plays. And I thought coming down the final stretch, he did a solid job for his ball club.
Francis, tough guy to foul, 74% this season, gets 2 to go. He's perfect from the line today.
They have to get it in Tavion Martin's hands as quickly as they can, and he put his head down and just go. They've got to go quickly. Look for a high ball screen or a quick dump down low.
Here's Dunn Martin, kicks it back, 3 is off the mark. Offensive rebound is right there, and a foul called, going straight to the line with it. That's Austin going to the line.
There's certain things that teams do that no matter what you try to get your team prepared for, you won't be able to stop them. Chris Mooney knows that Duquesne crashes the boards, but that is what they do. You're not going to be able to totally stop them, and we've seen Duquesne be able to stay in this game with their ability to get second chance attempts.
Chance to make it a 2-point ball game. Now you can still cut it down to 1 possession. And 0 for 2 from the line is Austin.
Another
offensive board and a quick takeaway going back the other way to Gilliard.
Say that name again.
Gilliard.
Say it one more time.
Gilliard, the Steel King.